There's a moment, one so quiet that nobody else notices it, but the narcissist does. It's the moment you stop reacting. You stop defending yourself. You stop chasing explanation. You stop trying to prove your worth to a distorted mirror that never reflected you in the first place. To everyone else, life looks unchanged. But in the narcissist's world, something catastrophic has happened. The game is over. And not because they won, but because you finally chose not to play. At first, they don't panic. Narcissists are skilled illusionists. They expect people to leave for a moment and return, desperate, apologetic, and full of guilt they skillfully planted in them. After all, that's how it always works. People walk away, but not really. They hover. They keep checking in. They still care. But then it happens. You don't return. You don't explain. You don't ask them to see your side. You simply vanish, not physically perhaps, but emotionally, spiritually, energetically. The supply line collapses. And this is where it gets interesting, because this is not just a psychological reaction, this is existential. Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote, "Man would rather will nothingness than not will." In other words, people would rather cause destruction than feel irrelevant. This is the narcissist in their moment of collapse. For as long as you were there to argue, to please, to heal, to fix, to justify, they still existed as important. As long as you believed they were someone worth impressing or fearing, their throne still stood. But once you stop responding, they feel it. The unthinkable. They are nothing. But let's rewind. How did we get here? It begins with a story the narcissist creates about themselves as a godlike figure, powerful, desirable, envied. However, this image is a fragile fiction supported only by external validation. Like Machiavelli's prince, they rule not by love nor by integrity, but by manipulation and fear. They never truly connect, they conquer. And you were not just a partner, friend, or child. You were proof of their greatness. You admired them. Good. You feared them. Better. You defended yourself against their lies. Perfect, your emotional chaos proved their control. But then you changed the script. You stopped defending yourself. You began healing. You started looking at them not with pain or hope, but with clarity. And that, for a narcissist, is the real heartbreak. They aren't devastated that they lost you. They're devastated that they lost the version of themselves they got to be through you. Think of Plato's allegory of the cave. The narcissist lives bound to shadows, convinced their illusion is reality. You once sat beside them, staring at the shadows too, arguing about which ones were real. But healing is your escape from that cave. You turn around, face the light, and walk out. Not loudly, not dramatically, almost gently. But to them, your exit is betrayal. Your healing is rebellion. Your silence is war. Now here is the uncomfortable truth. The narcissist will not miss you at first. They will miss how you made them feel. They will test the ropes. They'll send nostalgic messages. They'll act like nothing happened. They'll use guilt. You changed. Or pity. I'm not doing well. Or even indifference. Cool, take care. All of these are fishing hooks, not because they love you, but because they want to know if they're still the center of your internal universe. If you bite, the cycle restarts. If you don't, something darker happens. They begin rewriting your story. Suddenly you were unstable, selfish, cold, too emotional, or too sensitive. This is psychological warfare, meant to lure you back into defending your name. Because if they can make you explain yourself, they still own you. But you don't explain anymore. You don't justify anymore. You are a closed door. This is when the real fear sets in. Not fear of losing you, fear of being forgotten by you. Narcissists survive on emotional residue. They want to linger in your thoughts like a stain you can't wash out, so they can feel immortal in your memory. But healing is the act of washing them away, not with hatred or revenge, but with acceptance and release. And that is the one ending a narcissist cannot conquer. Death by irrelevance. Here's the most unsettling twist. Underneath all their superiority, narcissists often know they are emotionally defective. At a subconscious level, many narcissists function like characters in a Greek tragedy, forever seeking to prove their worth, while secretly fearing they have none. Dietrich Bonhoeffer spoke about stupidity as a moral failing, where individuals lose their capacity for self-reflection. The narcissist's tragedy is similar. They need others to validate their worth precisely because they cannot validate it internally. And so your escape does something profound. It confirms what they've always feared, that love cannot stay where control exists, that manipulation is not intimacy, that fear is not respect, that admiration earned through illusion is not admiration at all, and most terrifying of all, that maybe they were never loved, only tolerated. So where does this leave you? You are not just someone who survived the narcissist. You are someone who discovered the incredible strength of emotional independence. You no longer need their apology to move forward. You no longer care whether they get it. You are building a life that doesn't orbit anyone's fragile ego. And to a narcissist, this is the ultimate betrayal. But betrayal is not the right word, because betrayal implies you owed them loyalty. The truth is, you owed them nothing, but you finally gave yourself everything. In time, they may pretend none of this affected them. Narcissists rewrite their own memories. You'll become crazy, obsessed, jealous, or irrelevant. But always remember, people don't rewrite stories they're truly indifferent to. And people don't rage against a door that means nothing to them. The narcissist's greatest regret is not losing you. It's realizing you saw behind the mask, and instead of trying to fix them, you chose to fix yourself. Some endings aren't loud, they don't explode, they don't even echo. Some endings are silent shifts in power, when you decide to no longer be consumed by a person who was never truly full themselves. And that quiet ending is actually the beginning of the life they never wanted you to find. A life where your peace is not stolen, it is chosen, and that is your victory. Now ask yourself, was it ever about losing them, or was it always about finally finding you?